First of all, a huge congratulations to Afghanistan for reaching the semi final of an ICC event for the very first time. Yes, they lost to South Africa, but let us discuss about the game which actually took them here. Just imagine the situation. Yes, it is the game against Bangladesh. The head coach of the Afghanistan team, Jonathan Trott, was kicking the kit bags in the dressing room. He then asked the players to slow down the game as the rain was coming around. Rashid Khan, the skipper, had his hands on his head. Dwayne Bravo, the bowling coach, was not able to watch it. But then came the twist, the moment which all of Afghanistan would cherish forever. Naveen ul Haq dismissed the last two Bangladeshi batters in back-to-back deliveries to take Afghanistan to the maiden semi-final of an ICC event. In a match which ebbed and flowed throughout and finally igniting the delight of an entire nation. This was perfect and absolute cinema. This is the third episode of Cricpundit's podcast Cow Corner, and the title is The Rise of the Afghans. Before that, if you're watching my channel for the first time, subscribe to Cricpundit for more content like this and follow me on Instagram by clicking the link in the description. The reason why this win is so emphatic is that not only Afghanistan have qualified, but also by doing that they have eliminated the mighty Aussies. Most of the Indians were supporting Afghanistan just because they wanted Australia to be knocked out, and there is a reason for that which we can discuss in another video. But what about the rivalry that is going on between Afghanistan and Australia? Yes, there is a slight cold war between both the cricket boards. For many times now, in the past 3 years, ACB have declined or rather cancelled a tour to Afghanistan, citing political reasons. The domination of Taliban has played a huge role in this, and the Afghanistan players have also been vocal about this, and some of them have showed their disappointment by putting out tweets mentioning the cricket boards. So now we can understand why this particular victory meant a lot to them. Okay, let's come back to the game. The final 6 overs of the match literally made the difference. Both the teams had the upper hand at multiple times as DLS par scored played a part in this. When Bangladesh were ahead of the total, Afghanistan struck back with wickets and turned the game. Liton Das, who was having a poor tournament before this game, suddenly found form and was holding one end when wickets were falling at the other. He scored his first half century of the tournament, which didn't even matter in the end, because the only thing which he could do was just watch his partners come and go as he carried his bat. Mission failed successfully. I could understand what hit Bangladesh that day. They also had a shot at the semi-final spot. For that, they should have chased the total by 12.1 overs. But in the end, Bangladesh was stuck in between going for it and playing it out. Actually, the small hope which Bangladesh had helped Afghanistan in a big way. Considering that possibility, the Bangladeshi middle order threw their kitchen sink in the middle overs, which resulted in wickets. And guys, this is where the controversial incident happened. As I said earlier, Jonathan Trott was seen gesturing the players to slow down things as rain was around the corner. Generally, in cricketing terms, slowing down things means adjusting the field or having a word with the keeper or with the skipper before delivering the ball. But guess what Gulbuddin Naib, standing at the first slip, did? He just fell down flat holding his knee. He literally fell down just before Rashid Khan was loading to bowl the ball. Everyone at the ground knew that this was tactical, and the commentators pointed out this on air. Even his skipper Rashid Khan was not happy with what he did. This particular incident resulted in the physio coming in, and by the time he left, the rain has started and it resulted in a 20-minute rain delay. After all these things, we lost 1 over and the target was reduced to 114 from 117. It is a slight advantage for Afghanistan, but still it was a tactical one. What made things even more suspicious is that the same Gulbuddin Naib came in and bowled an over and picked up a wicket too. After all this drama, eventually Afghanistan won by 8 runs. So Afghanistan are through to the semi-finals. Okay, so are we surprised by this win? Not sure about you, but I am not. Because Afghanistan is not Bangladesh, and Afghanistan is not the Sri Lanka of the past 5 years. Afghanistan's cricket is on the rising curve. They always had the potential to compete, and they showed what they can do in big events in the last 50 over World Cup. They defeated England, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Netherlands, and was also just a wicket away from beating Australia. They literally missed the semi final spot to New Zealand by 2 points. I think they have cracked the code of playing T20s in the Caribbean until the semi final. They have been winning the power play both with bat and ball throughout the tournament. Gurbaz and Zadran are not giving them blistering starts, but have been ensuring that they don't lose wickets in the power play. But ironically, they lost half of their side in the first 5 overs in the semi-final. But before the semi-final, things were perfect for them. Fazal Haq Farooqi has been unplayable and also been complemented by Naveen Hulak. Because of what Farooqi is doing, Rashid Khan was able to attack by setting a tighter field. And in the back end, Naveen Hulak with his cutters and Gulbuddin Naib has been doing a decent job. So in these games where the above mentioned combinations haven't worked, Afghanistan have lost. The semi-final against South Africa is a perfect example. I am also happy for South Africa for reaching their first ever ICC final. But what Afghanistan have achieved is a huge upgrade to their game and their status among other teams. Because they did not have quality 11 players, they have been carried throughout the tournament literally by 5 players. For them to improve in the upcoming tournaments, they should improve their middle order batting, considering the next 2 ICC events are going to be held in Pakistan and India, the Champions Trophy and the T20 World Cup, in flat conditions. So that is it, guys. I just wanted to make a video on Afghanistan for their wonderful run in this tournament and what they have achieved when other big giants like Pakistan, West Indies and New Zealand can't do in T20s. So, well, if you like this podcast, there are many more like this in my channel, and you can subscribe to Cricpundit for more cricket content, and you can listen to these podcasts now also in Spotify as well. Just go to Spotify and search Cow Corner. Well, that is the name of this podcast, and hit the follow button. And finally, hope I can make my next video on India's victory in the final and ending the 11-year ICC drought. Hopefully, we'll see.